Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Burning Desire Show. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Burning Issues on this fine Sunday morning. It is the 6th today. Yeah, Sunday the 6th. And it's a sunny, beautiful day in Manchester, which is gorgeous, crisp, and as you can tell by my attire, I am playing golf shortly. Anyway, enough about that and more onto the main event. Today, I thought I'd talk about timing, and a phrase one of my friends uses an awful lot, which is paddle your own canoe. And what he means by that, or how I interpret that, I should say, is in life, we all want to be at different stages, at different times. For example, we might want children of our own at a certain age. We might want to get married at a certain age. We might have an aspiration financially to be a millionaire by 30. We might want to graduate here, become grandparents, all the different life events, buy a house, a car you've always wanted. And I think often with today's world and social media, we're exposed to people whom we choose to follow. And it's another video about this, but be careful about who you choose to follow and what you're getting out of that. But we see people in the stages possibly where we want to be. And then human nature dictates that we compare and contrast our life goals, aspirations, ambitions against maybe where this person is broadcasting where they are. For example, if a lot of your friends from childhood have children and you don't yet currently have children, you might feel a certain pressure that, hold on a minute, why don't I have kids by 30 and these have had kids by 27, or they're on a different stage. And the point I'm trying to make here is paddle your own canoe. In other words, stay in your own lane, you do you. There's no time that's right or wrong. Go on gut instinct. And just because something didn't quite work out the way you had planned previously in terms of a time scale to become a millionaire by 30, for example. So it takes you to 35, 40, or you might never get there. But don't pin your whole life around future events. And as I said before, stop comparing yourself to others, because everyone's clock is different. And so some people might have children at 30, some might be 40, some might be later. Nothing's right and wrong in this life about when things happen. As I say, go off gut instinct and feel, and if you're happy day to day, then that's all anyone can ever ask for of you, and all you can ever ask for from yourself. And just be very mindful of constantly following certain people on social media or in life generally, and almost this sense of jealousy. Why them, not me? Why are they rather driving that Bentley and I'm not? Why have they got kids and why have I not? Instead, celebrate people around you. Be grateful that you've got some fantastic friends, family, colleagues, etc. around you, and do everything in your own time. There's no need to rush. Rushing leads to mistakes, errors, burnout, and lots of negative long-term effects. Take your time, as if you're on the motorway. Stay in your lane, relax, and enjoy the ride. And on to the motorway analogy, just expanding on that a little bit. You're driving on the motorway, and you're in the UK, for example, you're in the far right-hand lane, which is known as the overtaking lane. You have to have an understanding and a perception of, and a peripheral vision as to what's happening in all the other lanes, what's happening in front of you, what's happening behind you, all simultaneously. At the same time, if all you're doing is focusing on another car in another lane, whether ahead or behind you, you're probably going to crash. Because what you've got to focus on, of course, Most of your focus is the speed of your car, where your car's at, and all the rest of it. And you're not normally focused on the end result when you're driving, you're focused on the drive you're on. And I think that analogy is very true of life. It's great to understand, have an awareness of where other people are on the motorway. But you don't go past every car and go, I wonder where they are, what they're doing, where they're going. Sometimes it's quite a fun game to do, but you don't do it all the time. And you certainly aren't looking constantly in the rearview mirror and thinking about what's happening behind you. Same in life. It's no good to be constantly looking in hindsight, what might have been, what should have been, what could have been. It's also good to be introspective occasionally and to glance in that rearview mirror and go, that's how far I've come. And therefore, getting to the next stage is relatively simple compared to all the trouble and strife and difficulties that I've been through. And then you also have a little look ahead and you see the traffic building up. You see maybe there's a bit of a crash maybe, or there's a variable speed limit and you've got to alter just your speed. And again, in life, it's good to look ahead and have some plans and figure things out. But most of your attention is on the there and now. The accelerator, the brake, the steering wheel, and where your car is rather relative to the lane that you're in, to make sure you're in the same right lane and you don't veer off to different lanes. And that, I believe, is a very good analogy for life. Wish you all the best Sunday. I'm off to play some golf, as I mentioned. Take advantage of the great weather. Best of luck.